Miss Sullivan.
Captain Keller, Viney said I'd find you both over here in the garden house. I thought we should have a talk.
Well, come in. Katie?
Captain?
I wanted to make my position clear to Mrs. Keller in private. You see, I have decided that I am not satisfied. In fact, I am deeply dissatisfied.
Is this little house ever in use?
During the hunting season, if I can have your attention, Miss Sullivan. You see, I've tried to make allowances for you because you come from a part of the country where people are, women, I should say, come from who, well, for whom, well, allowances must be made. And I have decided, nevertheless, that, Miss Sullivan, I find it extremely difficult to talk to you through those glasses.
Oh, of course.
Now, why do you wear them? The sun's been down for nearly an hour.
Any kind of light hurts my eyes.
Oh. Put them on, Miss Sullivan. I have decided to give you another chance.
To do what?
To remain in our employ. But on two conditions. Now, I am not accustomed to rudeness in servants or women, and that is the first. If you are to stay on, there has to be a radical change of manner.
Whose?
Yours, young lady. Isn't it obvious? And the second is that you persuade me there's the slightest hope that you can teach a child who flees from you now like the plague to anybody else in the house she can find.
There isn't.
What, Miss Annie?
It's hopeless here. I can't teach a child who runs away.
Well, then, do I...
Well, if we all agree it's hopeless, the next question
Miss
is
Annie,
what...
I am not agreed. I think perhaps you underestimate Helen.
I think everybody else here does.
She folded her napkin. She learns. Do you know she began talking when she was 6 months old? She could say water. Not really. Wawa. Wawa, but she meant water. She knew what it meant. At only 6 months old, I never saw a child so bright outgoing. It's still in her somewhere, isn't it? You should have seen her before her illness. Such a good-tempered child.
She's changed.
Miss Annie, put up with it. And with us.
Us?
Please, like a lost lamb in the parable, I love her all the more.
Mrs. Keller, I don't think Helen's worst handicap is deafness or blindness. I think it's your love and pity.
Now, what does that mean?
All of you here feel so sorry for her. You've kept her like a pet. Well, even a dog you housebreak. No wonder she won't let me come near her. It's useless for me to try to teach her language or anything else here. I might as well just go on and keep...
Miss Annie, before you came, we spoke of putting her in an asylum.
What kind of asylum?
For mental defectives.
I visited there. I can't tell you what I saw. People like animals with rats in the hall. Miss Annie, what are we to do if you give up?
Give up?
You said it was hopeless.
Here? Give up? Why, I only today saw what needs to be done to begin. I want complete charge of her.
You already have
No,
that!
I mean day and night. She has to be dependent on me.
For what?
Everything. The food she eats, the clothes she wears, fresh air. Yes, the air she breathes. Whatever her body needs is a primer to teach her out of. It's the only way. The one who lets her have it should be her teacher, not anyone who loves her. You have so many feelings, they fall over each other like feet. You won't use your chances, and you won't let me.
But if she runs from you to us...
Yes, that's the point. I'll have to live with her somewhere else.
What?
Until she learns to depend on and listen to me.
For how long?
For as long as it takes. I packed half my things already.
Miss Sullivan!
Captain Keller, it meets both your conditions. It's the one way I can get back in touch with Helen, and I don't see how I can be rude to you again if you're not around to interfere with me.
And what is your intention if I say no? Pack the other half for home and abandon your charge to the...
Asylum? I grew up in such an asylum. The state almshouse. Rats? Why, my brother Jimmy and I used to play with the rats because we didn't have toys. Maybe you'd like to know what Helen will find there not on visiting days. One ward was full of the old women, crippled, blind, Most of them dying, but even if what they had was catching, there was nowhere else to move them, and that's where they put us. There were younger ones across the hall, prostitutes mostly with TB and epileptic fits, and a couple of the kind who keep after other girls, especially young ones. And some insane. Some just had the DTs. The youngest were in another ward to have babies they didn't want. They started at 13, 14. They'd leave afterwards, but the babies stayed and we played with them too, though a lot of them had sores all over from diseases you're not supposed to talk about. But not many of them lived. The first year we had 80. 70 died. The room Jimmy and I played in was the dead house where they keep the bodies so they could dig the graves. No. It made me strong. But I don't think you need send Helen there. She's strong enough. No, I have no conditions, Captain Keller.
Miss Annie,
Yes?
where would you take Helen?
Oh, Italy?
What?
Can't have everything. How would this little garden house do? Furnish it and bring her here after a long ride so she won't recognize it. And you can see her every day, if she doesn't know. Well,
Is that all?
that's all.
Captain, with your permission?
Why must she depend on you for the food she eats?
I want control of it.
Why?
It's a way to reach her.
No, you intend to starve her into letting you touch her.
She won't starve. She'll learn. All's fair in love and war, Captain Keller. You never cut supplies?
This is hardly war.
Well, it's not love. A siege is a siege.
Miss Sullivan, do you even like the child?
Do you?
You could have a servant here.
Oh, I'll have enough work without looking after a servant. But that boy Percy could sleep here, run errands.
We could let Percy sleep here, I think, Captain.
And some old furniture all our own.
Captain, what do you think about that walnut desk in the barn?
I have not yet consented to Percy, or to the proposal, or to the house, or to Mrs. Sullivan's thing on... Very well. I consent to everything for 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks in this place, and it'll be a miracle if you can get the child to tolerate you.
2 weeks? Miss Annie, can you accomplish anything in 2 weeks?
Anything or not. 2 weeks, and the child comes back to us. Make up your mind, Miss Sullivan, yes or no.
2 weeks. For only one miracle? I'll get her to tolerate me.